Keep watching as I show you how some of our students have traded NAB so far in 2026. So here's the big picture for National Australia Bank, one of our top 4 banks in Australia. And some of our students had been trading from this April low down here, taking some long trades along the way, but also studying the market and using some of the previous ranges to give them a guide as to where the market may top for a while. This allows them to take profits in their trades around this area, or certainly just before this area. We'll head into Profit Source and have a look. Okay, so here's our big picture on the National Australia Bank. And this was towards the end of 2025. And obviously the market doing its thing, moving around, trying to make its way higher. And our students were all over this market. Now the market starts heading down. I'll just stretch our screen up a little so you can see a little more clearly the bars that we're going to look at. Okay, so the market makes a bit of a pullback there for us, and then our students were entering on this outside bar here. It's a signal bar. WD Gam will teach us about bars and what sort of bars to look out for, and certainly David Bowden will give us names for these bars, and all our students will remember all the different types of reversal bars, and our students would have been entering on this particular one here and then watching as the market pulls away. So that's a long trade in there. We'll just mark that up as number 1. Okay, and then some of our students would be underway. Stop underneath that T there, out of the way, nice and safe as the market heads up. And obviously the closer we get to some of these milestones, the closer they would have to watch their trades and work out what's happening with those trades. Now here we have an opportunity, another outside bar, okay, for trade number 2. So a second long trade was entered there. Okay, stop loss below this bar here. Okay, we'd be entering at the breaking of the top of that little inside bar, and the market heads off from there. All right, so on this occasion here, trade 1 has hit its target at 47.12. Okay, so those students who took trade 1 down here have now hit their target and they're happy with that. So we'll keep moving down, but they still have that second trade currently. And then the market starts gapping up, a good sign of strength there. And at this point here, trade 2 has hit its target, okay, at 49.02. At the edge of our sort of cluster here, so students will be very happy to be getting out at that point, thinking that the market might not reach any higher than that at this point. It goes a little higher indeed, and then gaps down. So at this point, our students are thinking, right, well, we were correct maybe at this stage that this is where the market would top out. We're happy that we've taken profits on trade 1 and 2. And if the market heads down now, we're still looking for another trade, but this time it might be a short trade. Now, we wouldn't be jumping in, having a bit of FOMO here, worrying about missing out, because the market could go a little higher. We certainly know that the market will test the top before it heads down. Okay, so having measured this range and measured to see some repetition back into that testing area. This was where students took trade number 3 for a short trade, which means they're selling. They want the market to go downwards this time, having made its top for now at this current point. So I'm going to pop a number 3 on there, and that was our third trade. And we're hoping the market heads down from here. Okay, at that point, we have hit our milestone for trade number 3 using this range out here. Normally we would try and go a little further, but the students were saying they were concerned about these levels here and maybe some support, and the milestone below that support would have been a little too risky. So a lot of them got out here at this point at 40.53, and that would be the end of trade 3. And that's where we are currently heading into April. So 3 nice, simple, controlled trades using daily bars to enter the market. And on 3 occasions, what we would call an outside bar, but using weekly turns as a guide, and certainly for our stop loss placement. All 3 profit targets were hit. So for our NAB traders here at Safety in the Market, a great start to the year. We'll head back inside. So there's our big picture as we just summarize our trades. Here's trade number 1, the long trade. Our students have entered the break-in of this little bar down here using the outside bar on a daily basis. There's our reward, our risk, 56 cents. That came out as a 10-to-1 reward to risk ratio. I just use a $5,000 account as a base. We never risk more than 5%, which would be $250. There's our reward, $2,500 over 34 trading days. Trade 2, this time we'd be entering at the break-in of this bar with this outside bar. There's our profit target hit at the top there, around $49. There's our reward. This time the risk was a little bit bigger. If I go back, this big bar here means that we're entering at the break-in of this little bar, but our stop's all the way back down below that bar, as opposed to down here where we only had a small entry bar. So the risk will be slightly bigger, and thus the reward to risk is only a 3-to-1 this time. There's our account. I've kept it at, I haven't added to that account there. So our reward is $750 that time with 21 trading days for trade 2, that second long trade. And then our third trade was a short trade, meaning we wanted the market to move downwards this time. We've entered at the break-in at the bottom of this green bar here. There's another outside bar, and we've closed out at 40.53. That was a short trade. There's our reward, our risk, 51 cents. That's a 12-to-1 reward to risk ratio. So our reward this time is $3,000, and that only took 12 trading days. The market tends to move quicker on the way down than it does on the way up. So 1, 2, 3 entries since the start of this year. Nice and simple, nice and structured. Okay, and our students all over this market currently. So just the trades all wrapped up. 3 wins, $6,250. No break-evens, no losses. Been a good start to the year for those students. If you'd like to learn how you can replicate these trades, follow the link below to find out more about our Active Trader program, which will teach you how to consistently and safely build your trading account, often with a 10-to-1 reward to risk trade. Thank you very much, guys. See you next week.